What's up? What's up? What's going on? Straight to the point. I'm back in here. Give me a minute, y'all. Please hit that like when you come in here. All right. Shout out to the whole entire LDBC Lions Den basketball boxing communities, and salute to all the people that rock with me. Day ones, new subs, all that. We gonna talk hoops, and I gotta get candid in this one. Um, Now last night the Lakers are on the road now, man, and I gotta give props to Luka. He's got his legs back. He's in the swing of things. He had 29 last night. LeBron, he only had 17, but it was a collective of the others that played. Um, Here's the thing, man. I want to give a shout out to the Pull Up Podcast with BJ, the brother BJ, man. Go sub to his channel because there's been this, I guess, this perception of Kawhi that Kawhi can't close anymore, and that's that's not true. That's not true. When healthy, okay, when healthy, Kawhi can destroy a clutch situation, both defensively and offensively. Let me repeat that. Kawhi Leonard, when healthy, 100%. I'm not talking about 80%, 75%. Well, even 80%. I think 80%. 80% Kawhi Leonard can destroy a clutch situation. I'm talking about in the fourth quarter or even like in the second half of games. I've seen it with my own eyes. But Kawhi, he had 33 and 10 yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. But the Clippers, man, now that they're in the sixth spot, I think they still have a chance. And another thing is that when they don't have Norman Powell, they're a completely different team. Stephen Green, what's up with it, man? You said salute. We have to put the Lakers in the conversation about NBA Western Conference Finals. We'll see. They have a big chance. I'm not even gonna lie to you. They have a big chance. The way that they're playing, but I'm not gonna rule out Dallas. I can't believe I'm saying that. I'm not gonna rule out Dallas, and they have to show up against OKC. You know, that's the big thing. Hit that like when you're in here too. I know I don't have nobody in here, but it's all good. I ain't tripping on it. You said Father Time. No, it's not. Kawhi had 33 yesterday. What are you talking about? It's just injuries. There ain't no Father Time. It's a big difference with injuries. Ain't no Father Time. He played good yesterday, and they didn't lose by much. Nah, man, they're still in the sixth spot. Norman Powell, you know, listen, man, that just goes to show you, you know, the presence of Norman Powell, how important it is. Harden, now, if you want to talk about Harden, now I heard a couple people on BJ's stream yesterday, and the reason why I'm bringing up Pull Up, man, is because Pull Up, man, Pull Up was talking about this yesterday. Everybody was talking about them more so on the defense and closing. Harden can no longer. Harden never really was a closer in really tight situations. If we're gonna give the smoke to Paul George and Dame Lillard and guys like that who have trouble closing down the stretch, you got to give the smoke to Kawhi Leonard. Cypress, what's going down, man? Make sure y'all go sub to Cypress TV. Ain't seen you in a minute, man, but still grinding out in this hole. You said his health? Nah, he's playing better, man. I mean, is he going to be the Kawhi, that defensive player of the year 2 times? Kawhi? No, you got to think about the condition that he has. You know what I'm saying? It's not one it used. Nah, he's still playing solid though. I mean, he's still scoring 33 points, and he's still playing. At least he's still playing. Like that's what I'm saying, Stephen. Joel Embiid, you see what happened? They got to shut his ass down. And what did Kawhi do? This is another thing, Cypress, Stephen. This is another thing. I think I talked to Cypress about this too. Kawhi did the smart thing. Kawhi sat his ass down. He did not play. He's able to prolong his career. You got to think about it. Joel Embiid has played. I mean, he's missed just as many games as he's played. Like he's 400 and something to like 400 and some odd games. Octavius, what's up with it, man? Octavius, shout out to whole Texas and Dallas, DF Dub, man. Man, Octavius, it just got cold out of nowhere. It just got cold out of nowhere, man. I'm like, what? I'm thinking it was, yesterday and the day before that with barbecue weather. That's why I'm telling Cypress over there at H-Town. I was like, it's barbecue weather. Now I come out, man, you got sprinkling and it's raining and stuff like that. Man, I can't get with the Dallas weather. Yeah, I know, man. I know. But hey, listen, man, it's track season. It's track season. Got to get ready for the Texas relay. Octavia's going to be at Texas relay showing out. Nah, but to get back to what I'm saying, Octavius knows what I'm talking about, man. Listen, y'all still got to show. He's a Lakers fan. Y'all are number 2 now. And so that completely changed. Hey, I'm not going to lie, that changes some things. Now the expectations are going to be even higher. Now, I'm not going to say this. In my book, J.J. Redick is not Coach of the Year, man. Okay? He's just not. Yeah, that's what I was trying to tell Steven. He was talking about, father time, all this other stuff. He had 33 points last night. You need to be talking about Harden. Hey, Cypress, 7-8. Cypress is 7-8, man. Shout out to 7-8. I'm going to be talking about boxing in a minute. I'm keeping it gutter. 7-Eleven coffee. Cypress be hating on my coffee, man. Cypress said 7-Eleven coffee tastes like Army coffee. He said the Lakers will be exposed in the playoffs. We'll just have to see, man. If their bigs are playing somewhat physical like they've been doing, if Rui is playing like he's been doing, if Jackson Hayes, I gotta give Jackson Hayes his credit. Jackson Hayes, you're starting to see a little bit of growth in Jackson Hayes. I think what it was with Jackson Hayes, Jackson Hayes and Vanderbilt, they just needed that time out there. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of pressure on it. I think it was a lot of pressure on not Gary Vanderbilt, on Jackson Hayes, because I always liked Jackson Hayes. Him coming out of Texas, I like Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes. He had some off court trouble when he was in New Orleans, but nah, I didn't forget about Vanderbilt. I just said that. You said Boston coach admitted to using JJ Redick guarding Jokic strategy. Well, that strategy. Well, that's that. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. Believe it or not. And I hate that I'm admitting this. Oh Lord, man, FYF gonna be like, I told you. I can hear Lamont now. Shout out to FYF. It was Steve Kerr, man. They gotta both give credit to Steve Kerr, because they gave problems to Jokic earlier. The Golden State Warriors had the blueprint on how to pull Jokic out and make him frustrated and stuff, and guarding him and having that defensive scheme around Jokic. Yeah, I'm gonna talk about boxing in a minute. Yeah, I'm talking about the Lakers and the Clippers game. But he'll bounce back. Jokic doesn't miss games. And believe it or not, Mike Malone is a good enough coach to figure things out. I like what the Lakers are doing. And I'm surprised you're talking, Cypress, man. This isn't your time right now, man. You're not up this early, nigga. Oh, you like it? Look, hey, but now Octavius, earlier in the season, man, you got to keep that same energy, my nigga, man. Your ass was like, oh, man, I'm JJ Redick. Man, get rid of LeBron. Hey, you know it's crazy, man. If I'm giving LeBron his credit, I can't even lie. LeBron has been. He's buying in to moving without the ball. Moving without the ball, and he's letting Luka do his thing. He sees that, and it may be because he wants that fifth ring. Yeah, everybody was in their feelings, man, including people that weren't Lakers fans. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I know some people like, man, why is he wearing why he got a hoodie on and stuff like that? It's like, man, I want to wear cutoffs and stuff like that. Like yesterday, I was wearing a cutoff. We hooped yesterday, playing ball yesterday, outside, like, barbecue weather and everything. Then it started having that like sprinkles and stuff like that. I started seeing cloudy, partly cloudy. I'm not a meteorologist, but, I be looking at them thick meteorologists. I forgot her name. I think her name is Shelby. That's her name. But anyways, man. Yeah, man, the Lakers, they shot up to number 2 in the and listen, man, this is another thing, man. Hey, listen, I know this gonna hurt some people's feelings, man. the Lakers fans that aren't LeBron fans, now they don't want to say shit. Nah, man, y'all, come on, man. Your team is winning. Be happy. So this is my question: if you don't like LeBron, right, and the Lakers win a championship, but they got Luka. This is my question for y'all. Are y'all still going to cheer for the Lakers? That's because I can laugh at that shit. You know what I'm saying? I have no problem laughing at it because I'm not, I'm not a hardcore Lakers fan. Like, that's the question. that question for me. Come on, don't get quiet on me. Don't be mad. You see, they get quiet. That's what I don't understand. See, y'all get quiet when y'all are winning. But when I guess y'all want to lose so y'all can have something to talk about. Y'all can have something to be mad about. That's what I think it is. So y'all can have LeBron to blame, or Luka to blame, or Rob Pelinka to blame, or something like that, man. Why don't y'all give them credit, man? I think some of these guys are mad because the Lakers are winning. As weird as it sounds. Am I right, Octavius? Like, damn, man, I can't talk about LeBron, man. Damn, he winning. What the fuck we gonna do? Like, damn, man, like, you know how R. Kelly was in the Gale interview? Damn, man. Because they ain't got nothing to talk about. They gonna be crashing out like Big X the Plug, my nigga the Big X the Plug and shit. And here's another thing though too, that I was gonna say too. Come on, man, you gonna get over it? You said just when they thought it was over for LeBron. Yeah, he done bounced back. Yeah, hey, look, man. Look, I'm probably like the only one that feels this way. I'm probably in the minority. But the nigga's just extremely blessed with good genetics. I mean, look, I'm blessed with good genetics in terms of still being able to move the way that I do in my 40s and everything. But LeBron is he's extremely blessed, man. This nigga is 40. I'm not saying, look, we're not getting into no conversation about no GOAT or none of that other stuff. That's not what the topic is. But this nigga 40. That's all they say. You see them say, oh, well, there goes the 40-year-old. This nigga 40. There's a lot of people that's 35 that's not moving the way he does. And now pretty much a lot of the guys that used to play, they're retired now. But let me say this though, Octavius. I'm gonna say this. We can all get into the conversation about steroids and you know what I'm saying? Put the needle in there and everything. Wherever you're gonna put it at, We can have a conversation about that, right? And we could talk about that. But what happened to not having any injuries and major injuries in their career? You got to think about it. Like, for instance, like with D. Wade, right? D. Wade looks younger, but his playing style made him appear older. All right? I'm just giving some examples. In 2003 draft, all right? Carmelo Anthony, as much as I like Carmelo Anthony, I mean, he got blackballed out of the league, but there was a time when Carmelo Anthony was not taking care of his body like he should have. And he also had an injury too. Not really, really big, but he had a few injuries. Well, Chris Bosh, we know the reason. I'm talking 2003, man. Chris Bosh, we know the reason for for his situation. That was the blood clots and stuff. Yeah, they did Carmelo Anthony dirty. Now, I think part of that reason was his perception that Carmelo Anthony was a horrible defender. He wasn't horrible, but that wasn't his forte. Okay, we knew that coming out of college, coming out of Syracuse. That's why Jim Boeheim ran a zone to hide that portion of Carmelo's game. But Carmelo shouldn't have been blackballed in the league. But they had this perception on Carmelo Anthony that he was a ball stopper and he wasn't coachable and all this other stuff. But he never, like I said, there was a time when he wasn't taking care of his body. Uh, One of my personal favorites, Baron Davis, getting hurt. He really wasn't able to control his weight like he wanted to. And I'm talking about guys that never really were able to prolong their career. The only one that I could think of that got hurt, but he was still able to play was Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He got hurt, but he was still able to play and played in his 40s or whatnot. At a high level. But we can't just pinpoint it to steroids. Look, and I'm not a huge LeBron fan or anything like that. I'm not a nigga that's gonna get on here cheerleading for that nigga and no shit like that. But I'm not gonna sit up here and all this car stuff that that little allegation and stuff like that. I don't believe none of that stuff, man. That's just another way for people to try to sit there and hate on him. Do I like the stuff that LeBron do? Absolutely not, man. I don't like the snaky shit. Like I said, all the conniving stuff. I do believe that he did know something. Like I was telling True Raw, I do believe that he did know something about this trade. Him and Rich, But as far as the steroids, nah. Because I'm gonna tell you something. I've seen guys that are like well over 45, that now they're not jumping like LeBron and no shit like that, but they're really in good shape though. So I don't know why people think that, oh yeah, they're 40, they should be over the hill and all this other stuff. Nah, there's guys out there, there's guys that still think that they could go to the league, like that are in 38, 39 years old, 40 years old. And they're still taking it serious. They still got their gym bags. They're still trying to go overseas and stuff like that. And then when you go overseas, there's a lot of guys well into their 40s playing. There's guys that's close to 50 playing. And if you don't believe me, go ask the people that played overseas. I don't know. I look at like I told Cypress. I told everybody else, man, I don't look at age the same. Everybody looks at age like, oh man, he old. Like when rappers get up there and rap and all this other stuff, he too old to be doing this or something like that. Only thing you too old to be doing, man, is causing trouble. That's how I see it. If you're doing something positive and productive, you know what I'm saying, or you about your business or something like that, age don't mean shit. But if you out there doing little kid shit, which you're not supposed to be, then that's when you're gonna really look stupid. I'm gonna talk about the Sixers right now, man. I've been seeing a lot of comments about the Sixers. They're talking about they should they don't even know how to tank ride and all this other stuff. Like, that loss again. I mean, that win that we got against Golden State and everything. We're in the 11th spot. We're in the 11th spot right now. I think I want to say we're right behind the Heat, if I'm not mistaken. I have to go back and go check the standing, but we're in the 11th spot. I know that. If we at least try, we can make something happen. At first I was like, you know what, we should try to tank and everything like that, but man, the winner and the competitor in me, I just couldn't do it. No play. Everybody's up in there. Oh, these guys don't even know how to tank right. What is tanking right? Like, that's pretty much just losing. Because when you're tanking, you're losing. Now, if you say that for Washington or even you look at Zion and them. Zion had a triple-double the other day with New Orleans, and they won the game. So, and they're in a way worse position than what we are. So that's what I'm saying. Like, if you have a chance to catch up, because if we get in the 10th spot, guess what? We have a chance to make the play. And I gotta give props to Stephen Green, because I ain't gonna lie, I kind of doubted him on that. I said we ain't going anywhere, but now that we have a new look, we got guys that can actually get up and down the floor, unlike Joel Embiid. Look, there goes Stephen Green. There you go. There you go. You said Cavs come back from 18 behind, win versus Portland. Yeah, and what's it called? Came back from what, like 22 or something like that a couple days ago. I mean, they don't really take teams like that serious. They sleep on them. But we're talking about the Sixers. Your team, Steven. We're talking about your team. Your squad. Do you think that we should be tanking? Or you think that we should try to get in that 10th and 9th, even that 8th spot? Hell, I want to shoot for the 7th and 6th. Get out my chair, bro. These people be trying to get on your tail and stuff. Do you think that we should tank, Steven? I don't think we should. That's just my personal opinion. I don't think we should. I don't think we should. I think we should just we're good where we at. We just gotta find some, because you never know what could happen in the playoffs. I'm not saying we're gonna win a championship, but we have something to build on. And there was a question posed yesterday: should we stay with Joel, give him one more year, let him have surgery, all that other stuff? Should we move on for Joel? Should we move on from Joel Embiid, make Maxey the cornerstone? And that was another thing. I think it had to do with Daryl Morey. But a big percentage said go ahead and get rid of Joel Embiid. I say go ahead and get rid of Joel Embiid and Daryl Morey. That's gonna make things a lot better, in my opinion. And Josh Harris needs to go ahead and get Bob Myers in there, get Magic in there. You see, like, okay, over there, you see that they're not even playing any games when it comes to The Washington Commanders. I see that when the Lakers are losing, everybody want to talk. Yeah, I was talking about that earlier. Um, Nobody wants to talk about anything positive. That's why. They like when they're losing. Watch, you have a overwhelmingly big influx of people that say, "Oh, nah, this ain't gonna work," da 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 da, and all this other stuff. But the same people, they won't give them their props. I've said it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I said that it's not gonna work. But now I gotta say, wait a minute. Now, if their bigs are playing the way that they are, like Cypress here mentioned Vanderbilt, Jackson Hayes. If they're playing the way that they are, Rui's his stats have went up. I think Rui is now he's at 16 points. Ever since AD has left, Rui is at like 16.9, and his field goal percentages went up. Uh, I think he went up on rebounds, and he's playing better since AD has left. And like I said, that's nothing against AD, but AD, he got a lot of shots. You know what I'm saying? He got a lot of shots, and he got the ball a lot too. Because AD was the first option. AD was the first option. But I don't think that in my opinion, going back to the Sixers, I don't think we should tank. I think that tanking is stupid. In my opinion, if we're at the bottom, like the very bottom, if we're bottom feeders, then yeah. But we're actually climbing up. Believe it or not, as crazy as it sounds, we're climbing up there. Don't tank. At least try. And Maxie, you see something in Quentin Grimes. Quentin Grimes can build on this. Nick Nurse can build on this. The Sixers can build on this. Have some confidence. That's the problem. We so quick to give up on everything, man. That's really a society problem, really. Not to get all philosophical, but that's not just an NBA problem or NFL problem or sports problem. Shit, that's a society problem. I'm surprised he didn't go. But y'all wanted to talk about Tank and Lamont Roach. Let's talk about this. Now, there were some reports that Tank uh, he's up in the air about a rematch. He's up in the air about a rematch. No, Tank has to rematch. He has to get back to it ASAP. That's why a lot of people have kind of scaled back from Errol Spence. And like I said, Errol is my guy. Errol Spence, I'm an Errol Spence fan. But what people wanted him to do was get right back into the ring and fight Terrence Crawford. Now, the way that he lost and the way his sportsmanship was, it was a lot better than Tank. He wasn't making any excuses or anything. But people wanted you to get back into the ring and get that get back. That's what people wanted to see. They didn't want to see, oh yeah, it's up in the air. No. And that's what they did back in the days. That's why, like, I always talk about back in the days, but they were ready to get right back into it to avenge either that draw or that loss, because more often than none, a lot of people felt that whenever there was a draw in the past, like with one that comes to mind, is when Charlo, uh, when he had a draw against old boy. um, I think he came back and he avenged He avenged that draw. You know, Deontay Wilder, even though it was it was a draw and everything, he still got back in there and he tried to do what he could to avenge it. Tank had to go back in there and avenge it. You know, even when they were saying that Mayweather had lost that fight against Maidana, he got back in there and he fought him. And another thing is shout out to 78 Sports TV. You know, he brought up a good point, man. Like you got to stop thinking. I think it was 78. It was either 78 or Showbiz. Shout out to both of them. Either way, but they were saying basically that now we see that everybody's trying to compare Tank to Mayweather and everything. Look, there's only one Mayweather. You know, we got to stop trying to find that next guy to be Mayweather. It's just that's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking for him to go 50-0 and be undefeated, undefeated for the their whole career, you're gonna be hurt when it doesn't happen. I think a lot of Tank fans are hurt, because especially the way that he came out, people were expecting Tank to knock this dude out. There were a lot of people saying that it was a cherry pick gone wrong. But I'm glad Lamont Roach. He showed that he wasn't any type of slouch, and we know that it was a robbery. So, having said all of that, what he back into the ring, he's talking about, everybody talking. Well, Lamont Roach is talking about going back to the drawing board. I think Lamont Roach is more prepared again for a rematch than what Tank is. I think Tank is on his heels now. I think Tank, and look, I never say that a fighter is afraid, but I think that he's kind of nervous about getting that L. That's what I think. I think he's nervous about getting that L, man. I think he's nervous about getting that L. I think I don't think that he likes a draw on his record. And here's another thing too. I don't think that he wants like everybody sees Tank as the face of boxing. We got to start questioning that now. Yeah. Look, I've said this before, and I'm going to keep saying this again, and I'm going to keep repeating it until people get it through their skull. Shakur Stevenson is a better all-around fighter than Tank is. Okay? Devin, in my opinion, is more versatile than what Tank ever will be. Okay? These guys, Shakur Stevenson, to me, he has more marketability. He Shakur Stevenson, believe it or not, is a more likable person than what Tank is. You know what I'm saying? Shakur Stevenson, he just has something about him. Devin is getting there. You know what I'm saying? He's just real. I'm not gonna say he struggles with the media or anything like that, but his father is more, in your face, rugged, hey, what you see is what you get. I think it's because Devin is more humble, and I appreciate that. But I would like to see Devin pretty much be more of an asshole, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? It's just that he's a real humble cat. Shakur Stevenson, he can be an asshole sometimes, and that's what you need. You got to be an asshole sometimes, like an asshole towards the media. Not like in a professional way. But a lot of Tank fans, man, they're hurt by this. Um, I think this was good for Tank because now we get to see him bounce back. A lot of people there were, and that's another thing too. A lot of people felt that they felt that that fight with Pitbull could have went either way. Now I felt like he did enough to get the win against Pitbull, despite him, his hand and everything. But even with that, if people were making excuses, they're making excuses for him now. Come on, hair grease. Come on, man. Are we being for real? Hair grease. Come on, man. We gotta we gotta go back and go look at some of those guys' mentalities back then. If Tommy Hitman Hearns won, if Tommy Hitman Hearns, if he lost, guess what? And said the better man, or the better man won or whatnot, he'll say, hey, the better man won. And he'll get back in there and try to get his get back. It's the same thing with Sugar Ray Leonard. He avenged his loss against Roberto Duran. Pernell Whitaker. He got robbed a whole bunch of times. You know what I'm saying? But still was able to hold his head regardless of, what went down. Hold on one second. About to the black screen for a minute, y'all. But um, we got to stop making excuses for guys. I'm not gonna do it. And I like Tank, man. A lot of people think that I don't like Tank. I like Tank. I like what he does, but I just don't think that he's beating Shakur. I don't think he's beating Shakur. I don't think he's beating Shakur. And a lot of these people think that they go based off of his knockout victories and stuff like that. Mm-mm. Shakur brings a lot more to the table than what Tank ever will. You know, uh, to me, Shakur Stevenson, he has a better ring IQ than what Tank does. My fault, yo. He's got a better ring IQ than Tank. But I'm gonna say this: if Tank doesn't do a rematch, people got to stop talking about him being the face of boxing. I know there's a lot of people that think he's the face. He's a big draw without a doubt, but everybody's gonna cling on to that next guy. Like a lot of people are clinging on to Terrence Bud Crawford because Terrence Bud Crawford, he's showing you, okay, I'm willing to move up. He Terrence Crawford has the old school like mentality, man. Um, he's willing to fight anybody. Like him getting ready for Canelo just automatically shows you the heart and determination. And like the brother Monty Brown says, Monty Brown TV, determination is a motherfucker, and and it is, man. Um, you know, and a lot of these guys aren't determined. Like I think Shakur Stevenson is determined, despite what some people may say. Devin Haney, my favorite, my favorite fighter right now. Um, he's determined. He's determined. Everybody just seemed to forget about Devin Haney because of what happened with Ryan Garcia. Now everybody talks about how LeBron James is cheating and all this other stuff. We have a known cheater in Ryan Garcia that got caught doing something that he wasn't supposed to, and tried to play it like he actually defeated somebody, which he really didn't. You know, so um, to me, man, Tank right now, he's not looking too good. And then on top of that, you try to make an excuse. Now I will say this: Clarissa Shields, surprisingly, she came to the defense of Tank and stated that Tank is still that guy. You know what I'm saying? He's still great and everything. And of course, Clarissa Shields, she's a boxer. She's been in the square circle. She knows what's going on. But it was surprising because Clarissa Shields had got into it with Tank. Remember, they had their little back and forth, talking trash and all of that other stuff. You know what I'm saying? Just going back at each other and stuff. But she was still professional. Clarissa Shields is in another place in her life right now. She's with Papoose. She's happy. Um, she's showing her. She showed her feminine side, but even more so, she's showing her more of her femininity more than anything. And you got to respect that about Clarissa Shields. She's been on different shows. Daytime talk and stuff like that. But I'm a, I'm gonna say this. I think Clarissa Shields, she's reached a point in her career where she can go ahead and call it quit. You know what I'm saying? Because she really doesn't have anything left to prove, and um, it's gonna take a toll on her body. Her boxing, especially for a woman. More so than a man. Matt Moses, what's up with it, man? How you doing, brother? I see you in here. I know you happy the Lakers won. Hey, but Matt Moses, I'm gonna say this, man. I disagree with you, man. I disagree with you and Lou on Debo, man. Y'all just don't appreciate Debo, man. Debo Samuels. Y'all don't appreciate him, man. And when he goes to the Commanders and he starts being successful, I don't want to hear none of that stuff, man. Y'all didn't appreciate Debo Samuels when he was there, man. Like that's not cool, man. Debo, I know Debo stayed hurt, man. I know he stayed hurt. But it's the same thing that I was saying about Kawhi when he's healthy. You said Debo, the one who came out asking for a trade. What you talking about? No, I understand that. But what I'm saying is that you said, and I think you said it in the comment section. You said it's about time. That's what you said, right? Why would you say it's about time when Debo he went? I know he didn't make a real high contribution that season. Y'all went to the Super Bowl and everything, but nevertheless, this is a guy that played well against two rivals at their stadium. Don't forget that. And on top of that, he had damn near a 1,500-yard season when he was healthy. One of the most versatile wide receivers ever. I'm talking about when he was healthy. We all knew it happened, Matt, when he got hurt in the Super Bowl. To me, I told everybody that's gonna. I think I told Lou that too. I told Scrub and Jose. I said we got to look for that. And then also, y'all keep saying that Debo was washed. I think the brother Jose, shout out to Jose Rodriguez. He said Debo was washed. Debo's not washed. They said the same thing about Saquon Barkley. And I'm not trying to be biased here. Look, if he doesn't ball out with the Commanders, that's fine. I'm gonna say this though. I don't want him to run into a situation, Matt Moses, where Debo, let's say he goes over there like with Diggs, with Diggs coming over from the Bills, going over to the Texans, and then he gets hurt. I don't want to see that. Then that's when I'll be like, okay, I'll come on here and I'll say, hey, the guys that were, that were saying stuff about Debo, I'll say that you were right. You said, oh yeah, because he was complaining not too much this year. Uh, we never said we wanted him gone. He was wearing Eagles jersey during the Super Bowl weekend. That's disrespectful. I mean, I don't think Debo felt appreciated. Now, I talked about this, Matt Moses. I talked about this. You know what I think it was, man? I think it was because Ayuk was becoming that number one, okay, for y'all. Ayuk had got the money. Ayuk did get the money. Now, I will agree with you on this. Debo can't get mad because Ayuk was more productive and his health was better. So in that we can agree. But I don't think that they appreciated Debo as much as they should have. You know, uh, I know him and from what we can agree to this. Him and Kyle Shanahan, they did bump heads sometime. Ayuk is a pure receiver though. Right. Ayuk, yeah, he's a pure receiver, but let's not forget Debo can let's when he's healthy, Debo does so much. And what's his name? You can't run like Debo. Like I'm saying when he's healthy, but he's getting the yardage better. If we're talking about hands, yes, he's got better hands. Then he started doing a podcast saying he wasn't getting the ball. Yeah, I mean Ayuk had better hands, but it's like you got to think about it. His targets went down um, through the season. Now, part of that I think is because Debo he wasn't healthy. And health has a lot to do with that because you do have to be healthy. You got to be there, for workouts. You have to develop that relationship with the quarterback. You got to think about it. He went from playing with. I'm not making no excuses, but he went from playing with Jimmy Garoppolo, who you said wasn't even a game manager, Matt, to Brock Purdy, who you still said was a game manager, and I think Brock Purdy is actually better than a game manager, considering what he had to hold it down with, all the injuries that he was having to deal with. Don't get it twisted, man. I know a lot about your team, and let me tell you this too, Matt Moses. If y'all don't take care of Fred Warner and his contract, just check. Correct me if I'm wrong. I gotta check on his contract situation. But if y'all don't take care of Fred Warner, hey, don't be surprised if Fred Warner gets up out of there. I'm just being honest, man. But check this out. I think that Jaden Daniels is gonna get Debo the ball. He's gonna get him the ball. You said Fred ain't going nowhere. He's homegrown California kid. That don't mean nothing. That don't mean it, man. That don't mean shit. Fred Warner want to win. I mean, all this, hey, I'm from California. I'm from this area. I'm from that area. That don't mean a damn thing, man. He wants to win. He want to win. I know he's loyal. I know he's loyal. I agree with you, Matt. But Fred want to win. Like Fred Warner, in my opinion, he's the best linebacker in football. Like, hands down, man. He's the best linebacker in football. Best linebacker in football, man. At first, you had a case for Michael Parsons. Fred Warner is the best linebacker in football, man. And uh, I'm willing to put Fred Warner on a level of a Ray Lewis when he got a team around him of a LT. He's that guy, man. He's the best linebacker in football. He wants to win. That you see the rumors heating up about Myles Garrett going to the Eagles. That hasn't been confirmed yet. It's not official yet. You said Parsons can't cover it. Nah, he could when he first came in, yeah, but they're utilizing Michael Parsons too much though, Matt Moses. They utilize the shit out of Michael Parsons because he's having a when Michael Parsons came in, no, he could cover like he could because Michael Parsons was fast enough to play in the backfield. Michael Parsons could pretty much he could play a secondary. Michael Parsons can be in that middle. Michael Parsons can be in that front. He could pass rush. Michael Parsons could do everything. But when he started seeing Diggs getting hurt, Vander Ish, he couldn't rely on him, stuff like that. You saw what happened. Yeah, I know. And Matt, you played defense, right? You played defense. Man, you trying to do that much, man, you gonna see what happened. You're gonna see what happened. That the same thing that happened to JJ Watt gonna happen to you, or happen to Michael Parsons. Like, they're trying to utilize him too much. It's the same thing with TJ Watt, man. You see what happened to TJ Watt. Once he rolled his ankle this season, man, he was up in there when he played against when they played in the wild card game. When they played in the wild card game, like, he was up in there tackling the wrong person. He was so focused on Derrick Henry, he was tackling the wrong person, man. It was just like, man, I had never seen Watt play like that, man. But it's because they utilize him. They utilize him so much. Whereas the Cowboys defense, they had a good enough defense to actually take them to some places. But you saw what happened when they played against Green Bay the year before last. They were gassed out, man. They were gassed out, had a lot of injuries. And they had injuries to their offensive line as well as their defensive line, as well as their secondary, and as well as in the middle too. But hey, I gotta roll out, man. I appreciate everybody pulling up. Make sure y'all like the video, share it, subscribe, hit the notifications too. Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Shouts out to the whole entire LDBC, Lions Den, basketball, and boxing community. Until then, I'm out.